it's Liam here again, and in this video I'm going to be going back to CD based consoles again. In this one particular I'm going to show you the Philips CDI. The CDI that I have to show in this is from the 400 series. Those who know the CDI will know that there were a few different variations, but the one I'm going to show you is the 400 series. First of all though, I'm just going to show you the original advert that it was used to advertise it with, or one of them at least. And this one was advertised by someone with a very familiar voice that you'll recognise if you watch The Simpsons. Here we go.
Say you're watching TV and this guy says...
It's CDI, friends, the next generation CD player that works with your TV.
And you'd say...
But I have a CD player.
And your mom says...
No, dear. CDI works with your television.
You'd probably feel pretty dumb and maybe even fake it like you'd already experienced the ultimate in games, movies, music, and more.
Trust me, babe, I know about this CDI stuff.
Now get into CDI, starting at $2.99 with $200 of free stuff.
Okay, so that was one of the original adverts or commercials used to advertise the CDI. Now the CDI itself was released in North America in 1991 and everywhere else in 1992, before finally being discontinued in 1998. It wasn't a very good system in all honesty at the time. It was quite expensive compared to other systems like the Super Nintendo, the Sega Mega Drive. And when you look at the graphics on the boxes for some of the games, it made them look fantastic, like literally arcade quality. You know, you could get like say Dragon's Lair from the arcade and Space Ace, things like that. But these were games that relied on you to just basically watch a cartoon or watch a film and just press the right button at the right time to continue watching the rest of it. There wasn't really very much gameplay involved in these games. And when it came to games that did actually just have normal gameplay, just similar to its competitors like, you know, the SNES and the Mega Drive, those games had graphics no better or worse than its competitors. So it wasn't a particularly good system, but if you're collecting them, you may as well have one. Anyway, here's the Philips CDI, see what you think. Okay, so this is the Philips CDI, or one of them. Very similar to the 3DO. The CDI came in a number of different designs. This is just one of the ones that I have. This one looks a little bit more like a video game console. This is from the 400 series. Some of the other CDIs looked quite a bit like old-fashioned VCR players, like video cassette players. They were a lot bigger, they were a lot heavier, they were a lot bulkier. But what they did was basically exactly the same. Now I'll show you the console itself a bit closer up. Okay, so this is the CDI itself from a different angle. Down here you can see where you put your controller in. Very sneakily and very unpopular was the fact that with this you could only put one controller in unless you bought an accessory to be able to put a second controller in. Not the best idea. In here is where the games or the CDs themselves go. Press that down to keep it in. So there isn't much to the design itself. I'll show you the back of the console now. Okay, so at the back, as you can see here, what looks like an Ethernet connection is not actually an Ethernet connection. That's actually where you would input the AC power adapter. And over here, you've got your AV connection and an RF there as well. Don't know if you can see that in this light, but if you can't, it's not missing much, just a little black hole where you connect it via your RF. If we turn this around, on the side you've got your on-off button. There is no actual reset button on this system. And there's nothing else on the other side. There we go. Okay, so here for example then is what came with the system to actually plug in your connection to the television. You've got the AV and RF connection there. Now for the power, it comes with this beast for its power pack. And at the end, what looks like an Ethernet connection, but that is what goes into the back of the system itself, literally to be able to plug it in and get it switched on. So it's one of the more unusual connections for power. I'll show you that again. Just a weird Ethernet connection. It's the only system I've seen so far that actually has that kind of connection. There probably are other ones out there, but I've not seen any. or at least I don't remember seeing any. Okay, so I'll show you some of the controllers now. Okay, so this is just one of the few different types of controllers that were available for the CDI. Now, my system didn't actually come with this particular controller. I had to get this one separately. The stupid controller that mine came with was this. Stupid looking spoon thing. So you got your up, down, your left, right. You'd think this in the middle would actually be a button to press, but it's not. Your buttons are there. It's certainly not a very reliable controller. But mind you, neither is this either anymore. Probably due to the age of them. I don't know what they were thinking really with this controller, because it really is rubbish. It just doesn't feel right when you're holding it, and you can only really hold it with one hand. It's not designed, I don't think, to be held with two or to be used in two hands. So it's not the best thing. Some of the games, I'll show you the games now. Just move this out of the way. Okay, so some of the games you could get for the CDI were things like Dragon's Lair, which was very, very similar to the arcade version. It's not like the NES version. Excuse the glare on the light there. Apologies for this video seeming a bit rushed. In truth, it is. I haven't done a video in a couple of weeks. I'm trying to get this one done as best I can in the short time that I do have. I've been quite busy recently with a few other things. But this is just one of the games, Dragon's Lair. Just comes on your normal CD. Just a normal CD in there, nothing too great to show. Dragon's Lair looked a little bit like this. So as you can see, that was very similar to the arcade, and another title that was more or less the same as Dragon's Lair but set in space rather than, medieval days or what have you. Space Ace. It's one of the quite a few titles, in fact. I don't have loads of titles for the CDI, but I'll show you them all lined up so you can see which ones I do have. Okay, so this is just an example of some of the games available for the CDI. Golf, Flintstones, you get your Dragon's Lair again, Space Ace, Dark Castle, Caesar, gambling game, Caesar's, Lost Eden, over here, you've got Flashback. That's just the instruction manual. So again, sorry about the glare. It's just the manual itself that come with the game. Speedway, Mad Dog McCree, Micro Machines, Lemmings, Pack Panic, Mystic Midway, Golf. So there's just some of the games they've got for the actual system itself. Now, a lot of the games that are come for the CDI were all, I don't know how you can describe it, they were all flair and no substance, maybe that's the right term for it. A lot of them relied too much on video images in there, like literally to actually see video images and movie footage or cartoon footage rather than the actual gameplay itself. I mean, Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, they look fantastic. I'm going to show you a clip of Space Ace.
There's Bort's ship.
Close me.
See, they look fantastic, but they are rubbish. But there we go, that's just some of the games. Okay, now very lastly, I'll just show you the box that came with the system. So this is the box for the system that I have. Optional to get a digital video cartridge to be able to play better games and movies, things like that. Which is this here, which is already installed. Which is installed on the left of the system. I daren't not try and remove that to actually show you, because the CDI doesn't fully work each time I put it on anymore. I have to do a bit of fiddling with it just to get it to work. some of the instructions there, and on the back just showing you some of the clips of some of the games that you can get. But again, majority of the games with the CDI were all Flare, no substance, and they also tried to palm it off as something that you could use to play videos on as well, like this for example, a video CD. And you could pretty much play these on a PC and things like that anyway, but this was a multimedia player. Okay guys, so that was the Philips CDI. I will have another video up shortly that's less rushed. Again, apologies like I said before about it being rushed. I just haven't had too much spare time lately, but I will get another video up soon that will be done a bit better. But I hope you enjoyed the video anyway, having a look at the Philips CDI, and we'll get some other videos up shortly. But thanks for supporting the show, you know, and if you've not already, then please, you know, hit the subscribe button, support the show that way, and I'll see you all soon. Okay, bye bye.